reason being so that could be the year branding of the iOS versions for every version of the iPhones that. Then we made a joke about it being like a bunch of people fighting and hell out of it. And I'll tell you, it reminded me of like what I just said. Reminded me of a vehicle like that. Though it would be much better on a Cybertruck. I would agree. Hello guys, how y'all doing? So it is after midnight now. It is 12:01 a.m. So we are now in a new day, Thursday, October 30th, 2025. So before noon, the next day, we are gonna have to drop the Mercedes E320 to the repair store, as they are to repair some of the front part of the car, especially that part that there was a crack. It's been like this for 1 month and it needs fixing. So early in the morning, I want to have a nice walk and make it a productive day. Kick off the day with productivity. And of course, as usual, I had my rock rehearsal at the end of yesterday, and we have learned that the concert is going to take place again at the lobby section of the first building of the LRS, since they could not come up with an idea of which restaurant to have the concert held at, since Stillwater is shutting down. In my concert for vlog 3174, I had played at the Stillwater, whereas for 3300, I had played at the lobby at the LRS, which I'm going to be doing again for this season. Oh, and also in vlogs 2854 and 2855, I had been to the Stillwater restaurant to watch the concerts go on, as it was one of those concert weekends which they organized at that restaurant. It's such a bummer that they're shutting it down. So yeah, December 6th, we got the show at the lobby section of the A building in my rock school. Well, it's 7:55, a nice start to Thursday. So I'm going out for a nice walk before I have to send this to the repair shop. Okay, for a sec I thought that was something weird, but it's just another part of the tree branch. Yeah, it did look like something strange, like the ET. Now, controversy here. So I have spoke about recently that iOS jumped like after 18, it jumped right to 26, and the reason being so that could be the year branding of the iOS versions. And I'm like, we're still in 2025. Yeah, good thing he didn't come up to the wrong person. Sound like that other dude. And about iOS 18, by the way, well, here's the thing. For every version of the iPhones that they release, whichever number it is, then for the iOS updates, it's the iPhone number plus 1. But after the decision that they are going it with the year number, again, it's controversial. Like, we're still in October 2025, and like it's just mind confusing. And another funny thing is, like, at the end of yesterday, just at the moment that we ended the rehearsal, because I was wearing the Grippin shirt, and our instructor asked me, what's Grippin? And then we made a joke about it being like a bunch of people fighting and hanging on to their shoulders like bullies and this and that. But if you don't know what it is, then it's a Turkish rock band. And yeah, by the way, this is a golf lot, by the way, so can't walk through that path. But anyway, so it's a Generation Z rock band that was formed in 1999 with some songs from the first album being, even though it's a Turkish rock band. I'll say it so that you guys understand. Stories were told. But then in the later albums, you also got This World is a Harlot, I Hate to Stumble, and One Without You, and it's all 5. Yeah, that one has been on MTV for like a year or two and has been very popular. And I know because I grew up in Turkey and I started my vlogging journey in Turkey when I was still in middle school. And as well, when music was so much fun that it would be like a medicine for when you have a bad day at work, for instance. Like I say, that's just music to my ears. But nevertheless, it is a great start to Thursday here as we are cloudless. It is 9:29. Be kind, it says. Well, yeah, especially on the road. Be kind. And not be like one of those monsters that drive like we're playing GTA. And oh my god, like when I encounter a situation like that, at times it makes me lose the hell out of it. And I'll tell you, it reminded me of, like what I just said, reminded me of the session that I had just a couple of hours ago, that part that we were talking about. When I was in middle school, high school, I would wake up in the mornings, I would walk to the area that I would typically wait for my boss, and on some days that it would run late, I would bitch about it. Like, I used to take it so seriously when it comes to being late for school, late for an appointment, and I genuinely used to hate to be late to things, even by 3 minutes. In some cases, it'd still be a major thing, like an emergency. And speaking of that, it is still a good time, 9:54 a.m. as before noon, we're planning to meet the workers to get this crack sorted out the front of the vehicle. Well, there it goes to the repair shop. Okay, so I got a call just a moment ago regarding the situation of the Mercedes, and it turns out that we couldn't repair it today since it is very busy and there's other cars being repaired. So the plan is we'll get the front part of the Mercedes fixed next Thursday at the car repair store that is at Mission Viejo, very close to the mall, but we'll drop it off on Wednesday night, and then on Thursday the repair process will start. There's something crazy going on back there. Like, I see smoke coming. Yeah, that's a lot. Hey, doing? That's insane. Maybe they're just grilling. Yeah, they're just cooking.
Well, they obviously cut the dry weed.
Yeah, 420. This is kind of a crazy one. If I could actually catch that. Here's the California Ice Protein, it says. Oh wow, I love that. I love that design. Even the inside of the tires, it's blue. The same color as the base of the car. Boy, I love that. Yeah, that's what it is. Got these popsicles and these popsicles and 20 grams of protein, by the way. Oh yeah, that's one of the flavors that they got, but to be honest, that's one of the fun things about having a Tesla. I'm frankly amazed to see a vehicle like that, though. It would be much better on a Cybertruck.
I would agree with you.
Yeah. We don't need to do that. Yeah.
All red.
It is, yeah. It is red.
Take forest and take both on highway.
Well, that's easier. That would make our day much easier. We won't do that. No. We will not do that. We will not do that. Yeah.
No, we did not take I-5 south.
Oh my god.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Fulton Parkway.
That was the plan to get started with.
Siri?
I
Yeah.
believe Google.
Oh yeah, right. Well, Siri, Alexa, whatever, like you name it. Well, as I said a few minutes ago in the vlog, I used to hate running late for certain events, like getting off the school bus to get to classes, even vice versa. Like on some days I get back home, and it's just not worth burning yourself up like Iron Man. Because while we were heading out on the highway, there was a guy driving a blue Hyundai that jumped through 3 lanes instantly just to get to an exit, and he was just tips of toes away from causing an accident. Some cases it just gets so freaking wild. Man, I'm glad that I've changed myself on this. And speaking of the adult band, unfortunately, that extra drummer that I was talking about that would be playing the percussion drum, so in the rehearsal last week he wasn't with us, but he had to drop out, and we're down the, well, unless if we can get some new percussion player, then we'll be down to 7. But yeah, it is now the evening of October 30th as we're preparing for tomorrow night, which will be Halloween. Just like we did last year, we'll do it at Hawkon's house, and quite excited for that. It's gonna be a Friday tomorrow, so that should be some buzzing fun. And we're getting like cookies and pancakes. Wait, I'm saying pancakes, I mean cupcakes. Why am I saying pancakes? Well, like, if you know what, if I could make a Frankenstein pancake, or if I could make a pumpkin pancake, a goblin pancake, how about that? Yeah. Let's have, you know what? Dude A gets to have Dracula pancake, and the other dude gets to have the Frankenstein pancake. How about that? But yeah. Well, guys, it is towards the end of the day now, so I'm gonna call it for the vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow on what will be Halloween. Enjoy it.